After studying this module, you shall be able to know about the business environment, understand the distinction between internal and external environment, know the benefits of analyzing of business environment, know the concept of SWOT analysis. Business environment. Business does not operate in vacuum. Business is microcosm of the society, and thus there are several external and internal factors which affect business significantly. Business has to exist in society by catering to the needs of society in the manner accepted by the society, and through this process they earn profits. Thus, it is important for business to recognize and analyze those factors which could have been significant impact on it. Business environment consists of all those factors which have impact on business. These factors may be internal or external to business. However, business do not control such factors in short run, whether internal or external. If any factor is controllable by business in short run, then that factor does not qualify within the definition of business environment, since controllable factor cannot impact business. Through careful scanning of its business environment, business can identify factors that can significantly impact it. These factors are in form of opportunities, threat, strengths and weaknesses. If any factor that can significantly impact business and its probability of occurrence is high, then it shall become strategic factor for the business. Thus, a factor can become strategic factor if it satisfies two conditions: significant impact on business and high degree of likelihood. During scanning of environment, an organization can identify strategic factors that will be crucial for framing strategy. As business environment consists of all factors that are uncontrollable in short run and can impact business, so while scanning environment, business shall come across to various factors. However, all these factors are not relevant for business. Among many factors, business has to identify those factors which are relevant for it, and thereafter among these relevant factors, business has to once again carefully identify the strategic factors. For identifying relevant factors and thereafter selecting strategic factors, an organization can draw a two-dimensional table. All the factors that are recognized during environmental scanning can be placed into this two-dimensional table, and then relevant factors can be identified as shown below. The relevant factors can be moderate factors and strategic factors, and some factors can be irrelevant factors. The degree of likelihood is from irrelevant factors to the move to the higher degree, that is the strategic factors. Not all relevant factors are strategic factors. Some of them are of moderate concern. Thus, relevant factors can be suitably be divided into moderate and strategic factors. The strategic factors are of more concern to an organization, since these factors go into consideration while framing strategy. Business environment is highly uncertain. Uncertainty is function of dynamism and complexity and is directly proportional to both dynamism and complexity. As uncertainty increases in business environment, it becomes more important for an organization to timely recognize the relevant factors and, more importantly, the strategic factors. If organization fails to promptly recognize and address relevant factors, then it may ultimately lead to doom for the business. As complexity of environment increases, number of relevant factors also increases. Thus, with increasing uncertainty, an organization's scope of relevant factors also increases, thereby making the task of key management more difficult. Hence, in such scenario, organization has to concentrate on large number of factors. Secondly, with increase in dynamism of environment, an organization has to constantly review environment so as to identify new developments. If environment is highly dynamic, then organization cannot rely on its past information. Organization has to continuously update itself about changes taking place in the environment. If organization in dynamic environment does not constantly and continuously review its environment, then it may be severely affected. An organization approach towards uncertain environment can be shown through 2x2 matrix. The degree of complexity and degree of dynamism goes from low to high. When the number of relevant factors are low, the monitoring of environment is also low. When the number of relevant factors are moderate, the monitoring of environment is also moderate. And when the number of relevant factors are high, the monitoring of environment is also high, and the complexity also raises to high. Uncertain environment, thus it can be seen that if degree of dynamism and complexity is low, then there are low numbers of relevant factors and low monitoring of environment by organization. In such scenario, organization task becomes easy and it has not to worry about its environment too much. However, as degree of dynamism and complexity increases, there is increase in number of relevant factors combined with increased frequency of monitoring environment. Hence, as environment becomes more turbulent and also uncertain due to higher degree of complexity and dynamism, it becomes important for organization to constant and continuously monitor its environment. Now we move on to internal and external environment. Through careful scanning of its environment, organization tries to identify strategic factors for itself. Now these strategic factors can be external or internal. Hence, business environment can be divided into external and internal environment. External environment is composed of those factors which are external to organization and is present in form of opportunities and threats. As these factors are external to organization, so they are beyond its control. External environment can further be classified into macro and micro environment. Macro environment consists of natural, societal and general factors that form the organizational boundary and scope within which organization operates. Microenvironment is related to environment of industry to which organization pertains. Industry specific factors are related to market structure, suppliers, buyers, shareholder and other related stakeholders. This can be seen through the figure given below. The internal environment of an organization is affected by the industry environment, general environment, social environment and the natural environment. It is encompassed with all these. On the other hand, internal environment consists of those factors which are internal to the organization and consist of mission, strategic intent, organizational structure and culture. resources, capabilities, competencies and core competencies that sets internal context of an organization. Internal environmental factors become strengths and weaknesses of organization. Major strengths can be used to gain competitive advantage over other firms. Internal environmental factors are within control of the organization in long run. However, in short run, they are not within the control of the organization. External environment presents opportunities and threats to the organization, whereas internal environment provides the strengths and weaknesses to organization. If organization wants to effectively leverage its strength, then there must be suitable opportunities in external environment. Strengths can also effectively counter any threats present in external environment. Conversely, weaknesses prevent organization ability to take benefit from opportunity available in external environment. Weaknesses also hinder an organization ability to counter threats, thereby paving the way for impending doom of an organization. Benefits of environmental scanning. Without adequate monitoring of its environment, an organization shall stand to lose in market to its competitors, which gradually will lead to cessation of an organization. Thus, monitoring of an environment is key to very existence of an organization. Without effective monitoring of its environment, an organization's survival will be endangered. On the other hand, effective monitoring of environment provide many benefits to an organization. Some of the key benefits of an environment scanning are as follows. Number 1, determination of organizational context and its scope. Organization can determine its context and scope only after proper environmental scanning. An organization in microcosm of the society, thus there are several external factors that determine the organizational context and its scope. Society has certain expectations from business, and business has to satisfy these expectations for their long-term survival. Business does not operate in vacuum, and as such it cannot ignore expectations of the society. As awareness of society rises, society expectations from business changes, thereby changing organizational context and scope. Thus, organization context is ever changing, and organization, for the sake of its existence, must constantly review its context. External environment determine the organization's context within which it has to operate, whereas internal environment determine organization context in terms of operation and performance. Thus, various components of internal environment such as organization mission, structure, culture, strategic intent, resources, capabilities and competencies determine the manner in which business operates and tries to fulfill the various expectations of society in an efficient and effective manner. Number 2, identification of strategic factors. This is primary objective of the environment scanning, that is identification of strategic factors that will be of key importance. While framing strategy for an organization, strategic factors are in the forms of opportunities, threats, strengths and weaknesses. Opportunities and threats come from external environment, whereas strengths and weaknesses are from internal environment. Organization can take the advantage of any opportunity if it possesses relevant strength to leverage such opportunity. Thus, opportunity is useless without strength, and as an obverse, strength is useless without opportunity. Hence, an organization should be well informed about prospective opportunity and its key strength, so it is in position to leverage prospective opportunity through its strengths. In a similar way, an organization should be well aware of any incoming threat. If threat is not taken care of, then it can endanger the existence of an organization. An organization should also be well versed of its weaknesses. Weaknesses reduce an organization's ability to effectively leverage incoming opportunity, or it can reduce an organization's ability to effectively mitigate incoming threat. Number 3, help to cope uncertainty. Uncertainty is a product of dynamism and complexity. As degree of dynamism and complexity increase in environment, uncertainty increases. If environment is more dynamic, then constant monitoring of environment is required to negate the adverse effects of dynamic environment. Similarly, if environment is more complex, then more information and knowledge is needed to tackle complex environment. Thus, constant and effective monitoring of the environment help in countering the dynamic and complex environment and thereby effectively managing and coping uncertainty. Number 4, informed decision making. Environment scanning equipped organization with relevant and updated information. This relevant and updated information help organization to make sound and rational decision. These are some of the core benefits of environmental scanning. However, there are manifold benefits of environment scanning, and if any organization does not indulge in adequate and effective environmental scanning, then its long run survival is not possible. Thus, there are higher costs associated with ignoring environment, and as such, it is one of the most crucial activity for proper functioning of an organization. Now, we come to SWOT analysis. In SWOT, S stands for strengths, W for weaknesses, O for opportunities, and T for threats. And SWOT analysis is conducted so as to design suitable strategy for an organization. While environmental scanning, an organization came across to many factors, but from these numerous factors, an organization has to identify the strategic factors that will be instrumental while framing strategy. These strategic factors are in the form of opportunities, threats, strengths, and weaknesses. Opportunities and threats exist in an external environment. During external environmental scanning, an organization identify various opportunities and threats. However, out of these numerous opportunities and threats, an organization has to determine those opportunities and threats which are relevant to them. There exist many attractive opportunities in the external environment, but these may not be within the reach of the organization because of its limited capabilities. Hence, SWOT analysis became an important tool during framing of strategy. Through SWOT analysis, an organization can make appropriate match between its capabilities and opportunities. Internal environment determines the capabilities of an organization, and some of its key capabilities become strengths of an organization. Hence, it is organization strengths which help in leveraging opportunities. Thus, appropriate synchronization of strengths and opportunities is crucial during framing of strategy. Weaknesses which are caused by internal environment should also be identified with same zeal. Weaknesses negate organization's ability to effectively leverage any attractive opportunity. Weaknesses reduce the impact of strengths. The success of organization in leverage any attractive opportunity can be predicted from the strengths and weaknesses it possesses. Strengths increase the probability of success, whereas weaknesses decrease the probability of success. Threats which exist in external environment should also be taken care of. Organization strengths can be thwart threats, but only after due planning. Hence, while framing strategy, organization should also plan for thwarting threats through its strengths. On the other hand, weaknesses can increase the adverse impact of threat on an organization. Hence, during framing of strategy, an organization should identify this grave concern and prepare some plan to debilitate such adverse impact. SWOT analysis can diagrammatically be shown as follows. External environment that identifies opportunities and threats that should be dealt with the strategies through the strengths and weaknesses which are provided by the internal environment. Let us recapitulate. This module discusses the importance of analyzing business environment in which business operates by organization before framing of strategy. Business environment consists of all those factors which have impact on the business and is not in its control. Business environment is divided into two categories, that is external and internal environment. There are numerous factors in business environment, but an organization has to identify those factors which are relevant for it. Out of these relevant factors, organization has once again to condense these factors so as to identify strategic factors which will of extreme importance during framing of strategy. Business environment is primarily classified into two parts, that is external and internal environment. External environment is composed of those factors which are external to organization and can further be classified into macro and micro environment. Macro environment consists of natural, societal and general environment, whereas micro environment consists of industrial environment of the industry in which organization operates. Internal environment is composed of those factors which are internal to organization and consist of mission, strategic intent, organizational structure and culture, resources, capabilities, competencies and core competencies of an organization. There are manifold benefits of analyzing the business environment. Some of the basic benefits of environmental scanning are as follows: determination of organizational context and its scope, identification of strategic factors, help to cope uncertainty, informed decision making. At last, the SWOT analysis is discussed. SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. Through SWOT analysis, an organization tries to identify strategic factors which are in form of strength, weaknesses, opportunities and threats. Opportunities and threats come from external environment, whereas strengths and weaknesses are present in internal environment. Through SWOT analysis, organization tries to leverage an opportunity through its strength while thwarting any threat and overcoming its weaknesses. Thank you.